oh boy, does this guy live up to the hype, man. Jeez Louise. It has certainly been a long time coming. For years, I've been looking for a mainline G1 Megatron representation. None of them ever satisfied me. I'm glad I had shockwave levels of patience and waited 4 million cycles, because this Megatron is what I have been looking for. His proportions look very on par with the G1 cartoon render, with its chunky wide chest and skinnier shoulders, contrasted to MP36's skinnier chest and wider shoulders. He has a good balance between the minimalist G1 cartoon design and also modern mechanical sculpted in detail. Thankfully, the greebling on this figure is not too overbearing like the Earthrise or Siege figure. His face sculpt also has the proper Megatron features and look. Overall, it is just way better than the Earthrise face. I don't know what was going on there. It just still looks ugly to this day. The paint apps on his face, abs, and obliques are very clean, and the little red, blue, and yellow that they apply just help him stick out a little bit more, so he's not that dull shade of gray and grayish blue. I'm not the biggest fan of the Decepticon insignia they went with, because they gave him the one with the silver background behind it. Since Studio Series is meant to adhere to complete movie accuracy, they should have used the purple only insignia, because they've done it with every other figure from the G1 continuity except for Megatron, so it just looks a slight bit out of place. So the shade of gray on his legs have been a very controversial point for this figure. In hand, he does have bluish tinted dark gray legs, but they are mostly gray. It just depends on what lighting it's under, and it changes slightly. But overall, I think it works with the figure's color scheme very nicely, and it makes him a slightly unique interpretation of Megatron while still being accurate to the heart of the G1 cartoon representation. Moving on to his accessories, this Megatron is packaged with his iconic fusion cannon that looks great and definitely completes the Megatron silhouette. If they either extended the barrel a bit longer past his fist and his wrist, or if they moved the attachment point a slight bit further, I believe that would look better. This fusion cannon is also blast effect compatible, but unfortunately the blast effect port is too far deep inside of the cannon turret, so the biggest blast effect piece can't go inside, which is such a shame, because you're only left with the thin piece, and if they had let the biggest piece be compatible with it, it would have been such an epic look for when he fires the cannon, but unfortunately it's not. I'm also glad that they added the pistol barrel that goes on his back in robot mode. The Siege and Earthrise figures also included the gun barrel, but it was more of like an afterthought, so it didn't really integrate well with both modes. But this time around, the gun barrel definitely did not seem like an afterthought. It's very well integrated, and I think it looks great. And he also comes with a mini version of his Walter P38 gun mode that the other Decepticons can hold. The pistol is a good representation of the mini Megatron gun mode, but it should have the Decepticon logo on both sides, so it doesn't have to matter which hand you place the gun mode in, and it also should have included the lower end of the pistol grip where the stock is attached, because that is the true accurate look of the gun mode. He also comes with his little lightsaber thing that only appeared in the movie. I've never seen that before until the movie. It's a good addition because it gives him melee weapons, and utilizing his wonderful articulation, it will just make for some great poses. Although the blade could be a bit longer, because it does look like a toy in his hands instead of a very intimidating weapon. Megatron does not only look good, but he feels great too. He has very sturdy feeling modern plastic. He also has firm and smooth pin joints throughout. The pins do have black joint covers, so the silver pin color doesn't stand out at all. I do have to note that his hinge system does seem to be made of a more flexible plastic, just slightly, but I don't think it should snap when transforming as long as you're very careful with it. The arms though do have to be hinged out in a specific way just to avoid stressing plastic for the long term. So he doesn't just look great like he stepped out of the G1 cartoon movie, or that he has well-built solid hand feel, he also has spectacular articulation. So while Megatron does have all the standard articulation you expect from a modern figure, he goes above and beyond with some of the articulation that he does have. He has a ball joint at the neck that can turn 360 degrees and up, but has limited down and side tilt movement for expression. I do have a solution for his neck down movement, but I'll get into that later. He has a butterfly system hinge that allows for more forward movement than backward movement, unless you untransform it a little bit. He has slightly past 90-degree elbow bend. The elbows do tab in straight for transformation, which allow for better support for Megatron while holding up his gigantic fusion cannon in robot mode. His wrists are on ball joints, but they basically act as swivels. His fingers are in a 1 and 3 finger split, with 2 knuckle hinges for each finger. Unfortunately, he has no ab crunch due to his transformation, but he does have freely dynamic, well-integrated universal hips with hip skirts that also move super freely and out of the way if you want him doing some awesome splits. For some reason, because I don't think Megatron would ever do that pose, but you do what you like. He also has slightly past 90-degree knee bend, and lastly, all the ankle tilt needed for any Megatron pose you desire. Megatron's transformation into tank mode is controversial, but very fun. The way the lower half transforms is the highlight for me. The tank tread leg section slots in satisfyingly, becoming flush with the side tank treads in tank mode. And it's genius how they were able to fold all the tank tread panels and condense it to make up the inside of the leg. It's so impressive. Everything fits and taps together effortlessly and satisfyingly. While transforming the butterfly hinge extension, you do need to be careful because unlike the rest of the plastic on the figure, it is slightly thinner, and since it's like a whole hinge system, it's not as blocky as you would like. It's not fragile, however, it might bend or break if you force it too much. You might want to raise the butterfly hinge system slightly in order to squeeze the shins that are folded under the hinge system. Another thing is to tuck in the shoulder connector and the hinge at the same time as it folds in. Just something to look out for. After a fun, not over-complex transformation, Megatron transforms into a cohesive gray and bluish tank that hides the robot parts super well. It really does feel like he is an actual robot in disguise. The red arm paint from the robot mode cleverly disappears, as well as the red obliques, which you could only see if you really look at it when you flip up the tank. I love how the modern mechanical detail gives the tank realistic vibes, and it also helps blend the back section that is folded up very nicely. While there are slight hollow see-through areas, he is a solid brick of a tank. Thankfully, they gave him wheels, and he rolls super well. You could basically make him steamroll any Autobot that crosses his path. I also like how the tank treads that are folded out from his legs are molded with detail that align super perfectly. There are a few 5mm weapon ports to store his pistol and sword, but you know nobody's actually gonna store there because it looks out of place and not realistic, but you do what you wish. And compared to other tank modes from Siege or Earthrise, this is one of the best integrations of the fusion cannon and the gun barrel. Another topic from the leaked photos that people are talking about is how the pivot point of the turret is not truly centered like a normal tank. This is because the fusion cannon tabs in between the arms, and the arms are where the turret actually pivots. While turning the turret, it only looks bad if the arms that are holding the cannon are pivoted past the side of the tank treads, but otherwise it looks natural and it looks good. The biggest question here is he worth it? Is it worth yay or nay? Overall, yes, I do highly recommend the Studio Series The Movie 86 Megatron. If you're willing to compromise the G1 gun mode for a modernized tank mode, he is the best mainline toy representation of G1 Megatron. Basically just the MP36 figure that scales well with the modern figures. He's pretty solid, and I think he is worth the money and just the one to put on your shelf if you're a chug collector. He has a fun, not over complex transformation, is a fraction of the MP36 price. He is a fantastic figure and I cannot put him down. I just love putting in many poses that I can think of because he's so dynamic. Comment down below and let me know what y'all think about this figure, if you guys have it, and y'all's thoughts on it. Like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time in the land of Gems.